Yeah, I'm ready too. Hello. Welcome to your YouTube and your face holes. Yeah. That was how good was that intro? Monday/Tuesday. Potentially the last Monday/Tuesday for 2021, gentlemen. It's been a long year. Hi to you at home in your face holes. Welcome to the Amigos Co. We have Chris Vandal in a silo, a rocket silo. Being all silo-y, and Legion Vapes Industries in northern New South Wales in his boudoir of beard.
Yes.
The boudoir of beard.
What the fuck?
How good was that?
Beardoir?
Beardoir, that's right. Welcome to my
Also,
beard.
I want to know, you said potentially last Monday/Tuesday. What, are you hiding one somewhere?
I was thinking that myself. It's like, did you save one from like July? Just keep this one for later, just in case.
Yeah. Hey, look,
Adam loves it when we call him out.
Yeah, 100%. No, I possibly am hiding one. I wear big shorts with big pockets, very big, deep pockets. So you never know what I'm carrying. Let's just.
You know what they say about big pockets? You probably got a fucking quad battery mod in there, you fucking vapor.
You verper. Yep.
You stupid steamer.
Yeah, the steamers. That's right.
See, I was wondering if Chris knows something we don't, because it looks like he's hiding in a bunker.
Nah, unfortunately, it's not as cool as a bunker. This is an old abandoned chemical mine that I went to a while back, and this doesn't go. I mean, like it's a tunnel that goes deep into it, but this is as far as I went. I didn't go all the way down in that. Like I've seen enough movies. White people are stupid, and if you go looking for the trouble, it finds you.
That's right. Yeah, or the military police come knocking at your door and saying, "We'd like to search your cavities."
I'm already in their search database.
It's nice to see a bunch of people in chat. Hi to you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Dave Lloyd's here. T Gets is here. Shannon's here. Neil Pitts is here. Chris Vandal's here. Hi, Chris. Steve's not here. Great Wombatsky is
Great
here.
Wombatsky.
Yeah, the Great Wombatsky from South Australia. Homicidal Maniac's here. Ern's here. There is no moonshine. I was one of those people that drank moonshine far too much when I was younger, so I can never ever go back to that. Yeah, Sewer Rug's here. Hello, Sewer Rug. That was my Sewer Rug voice. Welcome to Monday/Tuesday, the last one of the year. I was just thinking, it's New Year's Eve coming up. You know, did we talk about New Year's Eve last show? We did, didn't we? And
Did we?
Yeah,
We might have.
yeah.
We can do it again. We're old. We forget things.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Vandal, you're doing the New Year's Eve crazy thing. Do you want to get an early plug in for that?
Yeah, so this Friday Fallout, we're going to be on for 4 hours. Anthony thought it was a good idea. I might not even be there for the whole thing. That's how long. No, I'm kidding. 4-hour stream. Anthony has been putting in a ton of fucking work behind the scenes. Sorry for using bad words. I didn't mean to use the word scenes. And it's been putting in a lot of work. We have a bunch of games. We have some people from the chat that's going to hop in. We've got like Wintucky Shine. Graham Batsky said he might hop in, but he probably won't. Mr. Big Rick. So it's going to be interesting to see the first person we've banned from the channel ever.
Who?
A couple of other, Big Rick, man. It's
You banned him?
No, we're gonna find out if I'm gonna have to ban him because we're gonna have him live on the show. But we got a handful of extra people. Anthony put together a bunch of stuff. 4 hours, so it is gonna start 8 p.m. Pacific time.
Specific. Yep.
Specific time until midnight. Specific time. It's gonna end at specifically midnight. Now I don't know, but yeah, it'll be a nice, fun show. Anthony said we might do some giveaways and stuff like that. So it'll be worth checking out.
Yeah,
and that's all I got for the show, so I'm just going to leave now.
Yeah, awesome. 4 hours is a long time. You have to effectively nurse if you're going to partake in some New Year's Eve entertainment, I guess. 4 hours can be a long time.
Last year, me and Anthony joined on the Lethal Coils on Lethal's channel, and Anthony and Lethal put it together, and we had I think at one point we had Double Helix in there, Jess or whatever, and a bunch of other people, some of the guys from the Green Room, all that stuff. And it went pretty fast for me because I was smammered, but I'm not drinking on streams anymore. So it's going to be hard for me to keep up. We'll see. I mean, I'll probably be able to do it, but it's going to be a long thing. So
4 hours
guys
is
will
long
be-
enough. You can party on for 2 hours, have an hour sleep, and still have an hour left to stream.
Yeah, Anthony's
Yeah.
making a best of like compilation video, and I guess it's only going to be a half hour long. I was like, dude, just make it 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
I'm good at filler, but 4 hours, man, no. But it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'm doing. If I can convince the wife to let me, if she'll, you hear that from the distance? What?
What?
If I can convince the wife to let me go to the liquor store and get a 6-pack, I may end up just sitting here by myself, being very sad and lonely, staring at the camera for a couple hours. Screw that! I'm not walking down there.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't
Anyway.
realize New Year's Eve is actually a Friday evening, so
Yeah.
that could be. I hope it's not full moon as well, because that would make it a triple threat.
Ooh.
But, yeah, that'd be interesting.
But yeah, I'm up in the air. I may end up doing an impromptu stream. I may not. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
Let us know what it's like in the future.
I might actually take a note from Chris Vandal. We'll do a 4-hour stream. We'll start like 2 hours before. We'll end 2 hours afterwards, and I'll just download some of my old streams and just play them.
Yeah. Or like you
Yeah,
always
bro,
wanted to. You said you always wanted to do is to simulcast the picture of a potato for like people are
Yes.
doing with their fires or whatever. You could do one for
Exactly.
The Witcher now. Watch The Witcher Fire on Netflix or whatever it is. You should watch the potato stream for 8 hours of unadulterated rated
just
R
gave me-
potatoes.
You just gave me a great idea. I'm just going to get like an animated background with fireworks, and then I'm going to leave halfway through and just like...
Yeah. But every I don't know how many frames, every 60 frames, you just have a picture of your face that just comes on, for a frame or two and then goes
I'll do
away.
it like they did in Fight Club, where he spliced in the porn scenes, but instead it's going to be me making weird faces, like Steve's favorite.
Yeah. Is that for real?
Steve hates that face.
Is that actually a real thing in Fight Club? I haven't seen that, and I heard about that
Yeah,
recently.
in Fight Club, they so he works at a theater for a little bit, and it's the film, and so he splices in like a quick 1 second of like a porn scene, and in the movie they do a thing where it's like in the middle of a scene, then all of a sudden it's like and then it goes back to it, and like the little kid's looking at his dad, and the dad's looking at his kid, like what the hell, like what did you just see, like
Interesting.
But just to make it for worse for everybody, it'll be like a 5 second or a 1 second clip of Jay Hayes. So we'll just ruin the night for everyone.
Haven't I warned you? Do not publicly badmouth Jay Hayes, because I'm scared the hazers will come and they will take over. They will crush us.
I've dealt
Literally.
with angry obese dudes my whole life. I can handle it.
Oh, you got even worse.
Yep.
We'll just pay gate the channel, and then people have to pay to hate. Whatever, dude. Like we'll do what he's doing.
You're just digging that hole deeper and
Just
deeper,
to
aren't
change
you?
the subject there. Erna's talking about White Russians on New Year's Eve. He's got a bottle of homemade Kahlua. I was talking about that with my wife the other day, about people who drink some of those older style drinks with milk. I can't say I've ever gotten on it and had many beverages, lots of milk. That would be very, very messy if things got messy, if you know what I mean.
The beverage that I've never tried and always been curious about is Advocat, which is like milk and eggs in a bottle, sitting on your shelf, waiting for visitors. I'm like that. Yes. Like you go to the liquor store. It's been sitting there for months. You buy it, you take it home, you have a drink, you put it on the shelf. It sits there waiting for your in-laws to come over for a visit. Like, how does this stuff not go bad?
I mean, it's booze. It's 99% booze. Avocat is what they use for like certain shooters and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the one that I used to like was called a jam donut, and it had avocat in it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had Advocat.
Yeah. It's
Now
pretty
Bailey's I love. Bailey's I can drink straight from the bottle or from a shoe, whatever. Just straight
It
Bailey's.
tastes like a shoe.
Nah, Bailey's is delicious.
Sweet alcohol, man, to me is just like anything that's like a coffee or like a milky thing, like a White Russian, man. You give me that, I'm throwing up right away. Like I went to the bar one time, my buddy's like, "Oh, you ever had a cement mixer?" And it's like milk and like some
yeah.
other crap, and I'm like, back in the day, I was like, "Yeah, I'll do whatever." 10 minutes later, after like it hitting like 5 warm beers in my belly, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was your mistake. Mixing. You don't mix. You pick your drink and you stick with it.
That's what one says. They always, the moment they say, I shouldn't mix my drinks, you know it's over. Like, it's over. Yeah.
It's over for me the first drink.
That's it.
Lightweight.
Yeah.
I just don't know how people, like, milk and stuff, like you said, you got to stick with it. So, like, I could not imagine sitting, like, if I drink, it's usually socially, you know, so it's going to be a couple of hours of drinking. There's no way I can imagine drinking, like, a milky alcohol, like eggnog or the cement mixer or a White Russian for, like, 3 hours. And I get it. Like, you're supposed to sip on it, but you can't sip on that for too long. It's milk. Like, it
But that's the thing. You pick a beverage, whatever you're choosing, appropriate to the situation. We're going out for the night. It's going to be 8 hours. It's me and the boys. We're partying. Fucking beer is perfect. Stay away from spirits. Beer, you're going to piss a lot, but you're not going to get too shit-faced. if you're just sitting down after a meal to have 2 drinks and then you're going golfing, then a cocktail, a cosmopolitan, an old-fashioned, and something with Advocaat, fine. Because you don't have to pound those. You're not going 1-for-1 with your buddies all night long. But yeah, you don't sit for 8 hours drinking nonstop, drinking cocktails. That's like a recipe for disaster.
Clearly, you haven't been to Adelaide, Steve.
or my house.
Or the Gold Coast. Yeah, the Gold Coast.
Understand what I'm saying here is common sense. Most people don't have. Most people don't have this. Most people don't abide by this. God knows I didn't when I was young. Yeah, I mean, I have memories of like multiple tequila shots and a couple of Baileys and 6 or 7 schooners on top of that, and that was not a good night.
Yeah.
Tequila, nope, can't do it. No. It's just like the cement mixer. I throw it up right away. But we're not giving advice here, but I'm just sharing what I do. Is I start out with 2 shots of vodka when I drink, so that I had liquor before beer, so I don't get. I don't remember half the night, and I'm chip my teeth.
That's right. Damn, that's an expensive night. Not only are you spending a lot of money on dollars on beverages that end up in the bathroom, taking a tooth out. That's no good. The few the vanilla ice cream action with Kahlua or Tia Marie or all those kind of things. That's a dream shake. Those are delicious. Yeah. And also highlighting it, Pacifically, that's exactly what we're talking about. Very, very Pacific. I was thinking about this earlier this morning. I didn't really do any prep for it because I thought maybe we would do an end of 2021 kind of episode, but right. But that takes a lot of work, and because my brain fried when I was trying to think of like all of the major happenings that happened this year. There was so much stuff that happened in this community, worldwide, vaping, products, a whole bunch of stuff. So many things that went on. If I put you both on the spot right now, can you think about 1 or 2 things that rocked your face that happened this year? Because this is where
the vape tax not going through. I appreciate that. Yeah. That was more recent. Also, it's kind of new, but I don't know if I should get or whatever. I'll say it. Vapor Beast just got certified to use USPS services again, and like you sent me that, Adam. Thank you for that, by the way. And so that's a big deal. We can get into that stuff later with the advocacy stuff. As far as the show goes, I like that we got like Overdrip on to talk about what's going on in Canada. We've had people, we've had guests this year, we've had cool people on the show, and we've had people from all over. And I gotta say, I get it, there's a lot of other vape shows that have every vapor on them. Like everyone's had Grim Green on their stuff by now at this point. We're not doing it out of principle. No, I'm kidding. But, a lot of people have like a lot of stuff on. But I think that what makes me happy about our show on Mondays and Tuesdays is that when we get into vape stuff and we talk about these other areas, we've had people from those areas on the show to share, their pocket advice or whatever that they deal with directly. And I think that this year we've been able to bring a lot of voices to the forefront to show a little bit of everywhere. And we've had a lot of guests on this stuff before. Like back in the day, we had Dimitri on here. We've had Dr. Glover on here. We've had a bunch of people on here. But I think this year it's we didn't necessarily dedicate everything to vape, but everything on here we do hit vape advocacy stuff, and I appreciate, and it was shouted out like in a message someone sent us, or a comment they left. I think it was Dave Moyle. He was like, I like the evolution of how you guys have changed with the show. And that's one thing I really do appreciate about this. Because when we started this, we kind of went super hard, just ragey, vape, angry stuff all the time. And not that there's anything wrong with that. But I like how we've been able to take it from one thing to another thing. And like, we're a conversation show now. We're a talk show, basically, a panel show of just like people hanging out that is able to hit the serious points, hit serious notes, give maybe not necessarily, I don't call it life advice because like none of you guys are going to listen to it now, but because we can you know, we can share a lot of insights and things and different stuff through everything. And I'm very appreciative of this year because of that. We've been able to evolve into our own thing. Like we've always been Amigos and Co, but it's like now when you come on here, like everyone knows a little bit about each of us in a different way, and like they talk about it or, you know, poke fun at it or, you know, brag about it, kind of, sort of. And I feel like we've connected with everyone that watches us and the people we've had on here. And I feel like that's something that's rare to find. And like, I'm not trying to talk crap or nothing. You see a lot of other shows that do stuff like this all the time, kind of repeat the same thing over and over. Besides buttholes and the vape advocacy stuff, we're not consistently talking about one thing all the time. No. We've learned how to evolve without planning it ahead of time either. We just come in and we've really found a great cohesion. So long story short, chat, I appreciate all you amigos, and I appreciate you, Steve and Adam. You guys are some of my favorite people.
Thank you. Right back at you, man.
100%.
Based on what you're saying, though, I'm thinking that perhaps we should do some research. I know it's a bad word on this channel, but we should do some research. We should watch some old episodes of The View, and perhaps 2022 could be our mold for the next year. Just sort of incorporate more of that round table discussion the way they do. Maybe we could get Whoopi on the show. That would be awesome.
Whoopi would be the only one I'd want on the show.
Well, that's why I said Whoopi, because no one else. I don't want any of the rest of them here.
Making Whoopi. Yeah.
If I wanted any of those ladies, I'd go hang out at a Hallmark store.
Nah, you go to Bingo.
Bingo wings.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh no Bingo wings. I told you I used to work Bingo, so I've had my fill of Bingo wings. Around the back and I get up against the wall. What was I saying? Yes. I was a naughty boy.
Yeah.
It's the end of the year. I get to be a little bit crude. In terms of end of the year and what I remember from this year, let's break things down into sort of multiple categories. Global politics and all that stuff. I honestly have to say that I have vague memories of anything that's happened over the last 2 years. Just as time passes, the more insular I get. I mean, you know, back in the day, the towers come down and wars go and people get voted in. And I was always on top of that. You read the news, you follow what's going on, you have talking points. I have become so combination disillusioned and just disinterested in the world. It's just shit happens and nothing changes. So I don't pay as much attention to it. So I have no idea what's really happening in the bigger picture of the world. Except for the occasional, you know, mass shooting and that sort of thing. In terms of the vape sphere, the biggest thing that I noticed, like products have gone through various trickles. Everything's slower than previously. Nothing hugely new, not as much push in terms of different areas, which is why we got excited by the Pulse, because it's the only real progress or change that we've seen. But the bigger picture of this past year has been what's happened in the States. Of course, we've had our own thing with October, but just we've seen it like literally within this year become an industry under threat, but still powering ahead, to an industry decimated and virtually destroyed, a practice that people chose to do for their health that's gone from not really popular in terms of like the public, but accepted a little bit, to being almost demonized. So it's been a bad year for the States, and just that decline over the entire year. That's what stands out to me the most. Capped with, as Chris mentioned, the tax change, which, and the other thing actually that he mentioned last week, which was just this gradual increase of editorials and articles that I see popping up everywhere. And when you mentioned it, I just realized that I have actually seen quite a few. Again, it's not the major mainstream papers, but it's things like the New Yorker or the Financial Times. It's like heady intellectual papers that are publishing these pieces that are like, hey, are we doing the wrong thing here? Let's talk about vaping for a minute. And then they discuss, and yes, there's some flaws in there. Yes, there's some mistakes, but generally speaking, these editorials are kind of positive. They're saying, let's take a step back and look at this.
Well, it's normalizing.
Maybe we're going to, yeah, which I really like because that starts to trickle down. So maybe this is just a shit year and we've gone down and now it's swinging back up to a better direction. So hopefully that will be a big change.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's not the mainstream stuff, but it's the kind of publications where people read it to learn stuff. Yeah. I'd rather not have like a pro-vaping thing in the New York Times or the Washington Post, because those are headline news companies. People read the headline and that's all they do. People that read stuff that's like Vox or like Rolling Stone or anything like that, they're reading it because they're genuinely interested.
Yeah.
So
but it's also it's not mainstream, but it's also not alternative press, because usually that's how we view it, that one or the other. It's that mid ground. They are kind of mainstream. They're just it's the intelligentsia, it's the financial press, it's the arts press, it's all those sort of things. So hopefully
it's earned just trickle down vaponomics.
Yeah 100%.
In terms of the channel itself, we've done everything that Chris said. We've continued doing what we do, which is just a slow, gradual evolution. We don't plan. I mean, I don't plan shit anyway ever. So we just start streaming and we start talking, and there may be, each of us may have a thing that we might want to mention. We might get around to it. Sometimes we don't. But we just go. What I'm actually proud of on this channel and with my channel, with the Friday Fallout, which I never watched, but I'm still proud of, and with Adam and Breeze Tones, and a lot of the rest of the industry, is just that determination. We get up, put our pants on, have a cup of coffee, we get to work. We do our stuff day in, day out. It doesn't matter if COVID is keeping us at home today. I can't go shopping. It doesn't matter if we got friends that have fallen ill. It doesn't matter if companies that we used to love have gone under. It doesn't matter what is happening in the world. We just keep slogging ahead because you can't stop us. And that's just the way we are. And that's the same thing with this channel and my channel. We've just continued moving ahead. It would have been so easy at any point just to lose faith or to lose patience, or to just throw it away, just go, I can't be bothered anymore. But we weather that and we continue ahead, and I think it's something to be proud of.
Yeah, 100%. I think maybe also there's a lot of extremes. It's either the worst or the best, at the same time for all of those things that both of you have just said. You've got vaping being victimized, people being victimized, businesses closing down, and then at the other side of it, things forging ahead. More content happening. The channels are starting to reappear again, and people are getting into it. It's a what do you call that? Extremes. Extremes of both sides of the coin. It's a strange one. That was why I asked that question, because I was thinking about things, and I've either melded the last 2 years together of like all of the advocacy stuff, location based, and then also the industry things of things that have been changing, which may as well be 3 years in a year of vape industry. We always make that joke that it's like a dog year for industry, but it's 100%. There's so many things going on, yet also needs to be more, yet also, it's one of those things.
We live in volatile times. And I was reading that article, the one actually you shared with me on Reddit the other day. And my wife actually shared it with me this morning. It's like, I already have this. Maybe I'll actually read it now. So I had a good read through it, and we had a good chat about it. And what became really interesting to me was, for those of you who aren't watching, this article was all about basically the process and the procedure that testing labs have to go through, how they work, and why they are so overloaded, why things aren't working so well, staffing levels, equipment levels, and basically also a lot about the procedure behind it and why that doesn't scale up so well unless you add a whole bunch more equipment and a whole bunch more people. It's a quite an interesting article. Definitely worth reading. Makes you understand things quite a bit better. But when I read that, as often happens, my mind works in analogies. I like to compare things. It's sort of an empathy thing, and so I think Adam would really get a lot of this, having worked in coffee shops and cafes and that sort of thing. I've worked a lot in food service, and so when you work in a restaurant, there is ebb and flow, but it's somewhat predictable. So you have a certain amount of equipment, you have a certain amount of staff, you have a certain amount of prep to do, and you know that at this point of your day, your custom will increase to uncomfortable levels.
Yeah.
But you also know that, yeah, you're at peak, and it will only last for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then you're good. So you don't overstock, you don't overstaff, but you staff to the level that you can deal with that. And then it goes down, and then those extra people you have, they're used to re-clean things, re-prep things, get things ready for the next day, and you go through that cycle again and again. And these labs, they are kind of being at that peak level with no break. It isn't predictable, it's a constant. So they're set up, they're built in a certain way to be able to go through peak periods and then reduce, and peak and then reduce, the same as any other industry goes through. You have peak periods and you have quiet periods, whether it's by the week or the month, or in food service, it's by the day. If there's no break, that becomes the new norm. That's the standard. And because they don't have the capacity, the room to expand even further, things start to fall down.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I was saying we live in volatile times. We've gone through 2 years of everything being at peak fear, peak paranoia, peak political disruption in all sorts of spheres. There's just so much going on that I think that we start to just slow down emotionally. We stop caring as much. We stop being as involved as much. We stop understanding as much as is going on, because I don't have any time to process. So it happens, it goes in, and it just falls out. I don't remember what happened last month that got me upset, because I didn't have a chance to even deal with it. It's just gone. We are in a strange period. I have no answer for this, except that we've got somehow, if this doesn't stop soon, we're going to have to readjust. In the restaurant analogy, what you do is you go to the bank, get a loan, you buy some more equipment, and you hire more people so that you can now deal with that. I don't know what to do about society. I have no cure.
Yeah. I might actually, it's a pretty good segue, I guess, or actually maybe it's a very bad segue, but let's move into the motivational blah blahs. Just to change the topic a little bit. It's motivational blah blahs. You can even motivational blah blahs. This one was. I was looking for a New Year's resolution thing. People talk about resolutions. I'm not a resolution kind of person. I'm sure both of you have an opinion about that. But this one here is. May all your troubles last as long as your New Year's resolutions. It's that I certainly didn't come up with that. That was just one that I've seen on the net a bit. I think that's the reality of kind of where you were going with Steve. Also, like trying to relate this to when you have a lot of tasks to do, and exactly that, you're doing them a lot all the time, and then you kind of get into this phase of being a certain way, a certain person, and just dealing with that. And then when it all stops and you're like, who am I again? It's a strange place to be, because you've either let a whole bunch of stuff go, or you've taken on a whole bunch of things and then turn around and say, wow, look what I can actually do. We're under all of this pressure. It's just rough, and each day is one of those things that you got to deal with seconds, as opposed to trying to dwell on what happened last week or all of those kind of things. So moving forward, if it's one little step, then that's all that matters, So the new year,
the real important thing, it's really important to make sure you take a step back while you're like that, and take in and admire what you've been able to do, even if it was under stressful conditions, and to do stuff. You're here, you're still alive. You can suffer as long as you want, But if you don't take a look back at everything that you've been able to accomplish, even under bad situations or bad things, then what's the point of it? That's why you keep going, right? Is to be like, either I did it, say I did it, or to get it done. And you got to make sure to take the time to look back and take, and take notes of what you've been able to do and get done. Because if you don't, you're just burning yourself out all the time, chasing something that you're not going to enjoy. Then why are you chasing it?
Yeah. There's a bit of love being shared in the chat there. I just want to reiterate how much we appreciate you all being here with us and coming along for the ride and also participating in the ride. The talk about the bacon roll and all of that kind of stuff. I think we had on Sunday's show, Chris. We did a bit of a calibration, a bit of a vape toot science kind of discussion, and it was really interesting, the feedback of people in chat and even some of the messages I've received after Sunday. We were just talking about vaping a tank. It doesn't even matter what the device is, let's be completely honest, but just talking about people's experience and all of that kind of thing. Really interesting feedback, I guess, from that show. And there's certainly
we have hundreds of videos on this channel, and since this came out, it's been the top video. Still receives comments, still receives views, still receives likes, and that just goes to show that there's good ideas everywhere, and the fact that you put that together and did that, and you shared a little bit of yourself with doing that. That's why I appreciate being a part of this with you and stuff like that. You were able to share what works for you. And it works for a lot of people. And you're spreading love around the fucking world, man. Like UK, you got Australia, we got US people and things like that. And I think that you deserve all the credit for doing that, because like Ern said in the chat, he's watched our lives now because he saw that video and did that thing. So Adam, I want you to take a pat on the back, because I know that you're busting your ass all the time. You're always super fucking busy. And you didn't ask for this, but you're getting it. Is this attention? Is that you deserve it, man. And you're a great fucking guy, and you do a lot of great things. And so thank you for letting us be a part of that.
Oh, bro, thank you kindly, but also don't even, motherfucker. Yeah, I swore on the internet. I did it. I will. I'll go there.
Can I just interject? The other day, while I'm filling this up, my stepson was here, and I was just being jocular, and I said something to him, and included the motherfucker word. And hey, why don't you clean up after yourself, motherfucker? And then I realized that
you're his mother.
Wait a minute, I'm the motherfucker here, and then his face just went. No, you didn't say that.
Oh, that's outstanding.
It's the kind of word you can use out on the streets, but you should never use when you actually have a familial relationship floating around. It's just like,
why?
The implications become very uncomfortable.
That's my C-bomb. That term is my the equivalent of the Australians used in the C-bomb. Yeah.
That is hands down, and always has been, my favorite curse.
Yeah.
Other words, I use them. Of course, everyone says fuck, but motherfucker. That's the best word.
It's got almost every vowel in it. It's got eight fluctuations.
And I love the way that Samuel L. Jackson spells it differently every time. It's so good. So good.
Of course, close second, knob gobbler. I love knob gobbler.
Damn. Yeah. Getting back to that, that's what I want to see for the new year. Let's talk about what we'd like to see next year. I want to see more toot science. I want to see raising the experience for people. I want to see more people getting engaged with how to make specifically, I guess, if we're talking about the VAPs, engaging more people. How do we engage people to stop getting away from to start getting away from all these devices that are causing us trouble. How many people, I'd love to see the percentages of people that don't take it on board because they've got, some shitty device that they just bought out of convenience, and then, learning a little bit more about the technology and increasing their experience. I want to see that more. I also want to see that integrated into the devices specifically for us as hobbyists, That's my kind of personal task, is that next year I want to have a device. I want to have a device and incorporate that, Probably people will hate it, but I want to see the direction go there.
I would like to see over the next year, on the broader scope of things, when we're talking about vape, I'd like to see more people involved in advocacy, more people that are already vaping doing that. I'd like to see a change in the public perception over the broader sphere of things. I'd like to see the public start to embrace it as harm reduction rather than some nasty habit that tobacco companies are shilling to create new tobacco addicts. Because, let's change that narrative, right? In terms of devices and stuff, what I'd like to see is on two hands. I'd like to see the vaping community accept the wider range. This is always an issue with me. If you like mechs, that doesn't mean you have to be against pods. Because you like refillables doesn't mean you have to be against disposables, all that sort of stuff. I'd like to see the public become more embracing of the differences, but I'd also like to see the companies a little bit less wasteful, not only with their wrapping and their products and all that sort of stuff, but also with their IP. I like the fact that the newest device from Inikin is a chroma. I mean, everyone picks on Geek Vape for doing an Aegis after Aegis after Aegis. There's just as many chromas out there as there are Aegis. No one picks on them. But I love that fact that they have a similar look, and if you line them up, you can actually see the evolution over time.
Yeah.
They are all part of a line. There's Light Tank has gone through some iterations, just like the Zeus Tank has. I'd like to see companies stop throwing away. Like, come up with a name, come up with a look, device. You've heard me say this before, and then they just stop. They just stop and they go to something else because the public keeps demanding new stuff. It's like, fuck that. Let's refine what we already have rather than just throw it away and start with something new, both in terms of marketing and look and in terms of the what's under the hood. That's one part of what I want to see the industry go to. The other side is something that I've already started to see, which is streamlined. It used to be a very, very small, simple, like pod stuff, or regulated. As soon as you get into regulated, the complexity level jumps up. You've got multiple layers, multiple modes, multiple button press combos, up, down, left, right, A, B, all that sort of stuff to get into things. It's confusing for people. That intermediate level, we're starting to see more of those, which is basically you turn it on, you're in power mode, you adjust the power. That's it. That's all you need. I want to see more of those across the board because it works. It's a good thing. I would like to see every device that has a connection like that come with a 510 standard. That should just be that should not ever be an aftermarket purchase. It should just be in the box. If it's got enough power to use a tank, it's got a 510 pin. You don't have to use it, just sit there, but it should be in the box. So you've got that option. In terms of the other side of things, I would like to see social media and big companies get off our fucking asses with this and leave us alone. Stop restricting our ads. Stop age restricting our content. Stop giving us random strikes for no reason. It's just too consistent over the last couple of years. There's too much of it, and it's getting really annoying. So I'd like to see them treat us with the same kind of respect they treat the rest of their content.
Because there's no doubt that the vast majority of content that they overlook is pretty dubious, really.
Yeah.
If I can watch a chick in her underwear with her boobs out tell me how to shave my balls, I think it'd be all right for advertising vape to be out there to help people. But I'll go ahead and go on my end of it. As far as the products and stuff like that goes, you guys know I'm not that kind of guy. I like to use what works for me. I would like to see a pineapple juice, just pineapple flavor, fruit flavors without ice. Without ice. Stop with the ice. Stop it. Get some help. Stop it.
It's true.
Other than that, what I do really want to see, and I'm seeing a little bit of now, and this is, I'm more of like the content side of things and like the stupid stuff. You guys have seen the Friday Fallout. You guys have seen me talk. You've heard me talk. I'm kind of on that side. I love what I'm seeing right now. Vape channels and vape content creators and like, I'm not going to call anyone influencers because Peachy never made me buy a pod system. Whatever. Anyways, Go ahead, spread them fucking wings and get out there, make other content that you like to make. I get it. Vape is where you found your base and following. All the people here in our chat, the people that support our channel. You guys started watching us for the most part because of vape content. But a lot of you have so much to offer and so much to give, and like you're funny or you're smart or you know a lot of other stuff besides it. Branch out, please. It keep you sane because I get it. Like advocacy stuff, I was thinking like maybe I want to talk about like stuff advocacy. A lot of people stopped advocating that were heavy advocators because guess what? It beat them up. I get that. So you know what? I'm not going to speak on that. That's your choice and that's your time to do it. Would you always be appreciated back? Yes. But beyond that, you have all of you that do content creation, whether it's photos or video or live shows and stuff like this, branch out a little bit. A lot of you like other stuff besides vaping. You have to, because if you don't, not all of you are quadruple XL guys that, you know, just buy hoodies all the time and drive a Subaru and that's all you do is wake up, vape, and go to bed. You do other stuff too. Spread those wings. Get creative. I know, that's why I said it. No. No. But spread those wings. Get creative. You have a channel with thousands of followers, or even if it's like 20 followers, whatever. They're not watching it necessarily just because of the content. They keep coming back because of you and how you provide it. You like video games, or you like movies, or you like horror, or like podcasts. Please throw those feet in the water and see how it goes. See if like it's something that might be a little bit like more fun for you. Turn, your content creation into fun. I've seen so many channels and people over the past year kind of give up on advocating, kind of give up talking about laws and rules, not even mentioning it just for the brownie points that you get from your audience. And like, I respect that more than saying it and not caring about it. But like a lot of you are just burnt out. I've been burnt out before too and stuff like this. But I like that I'm seeing some people branch out. I like seeing other stuff. Of course, I'm not telling you to go all rip trippers and drink the fucking Jesus juice or whatever the fuck that guy's on right now, because Jesus Christ, man. Whatever, come at me, Rip Trippers fans, if he has any anymore. That guy is off his fucking rocker. Don't push yourself to the point to where all you did was one thing for so long that you have to do something so obscure to feel alive. Like whatever the fuck he's doing. Don't buy a tie-dye shirt. I'm sorry, just don't do it. No. But yeah, I like to see a lot of you guys go out there and fucking spread out a little bit, spread your wings. And if you have good advice, like Adam's bacon roll video or anything that works really great for you, that could be a good place to start. We're a very wide open community with people from all walks of life, all ranges of everything. Like Steve has been through some stuff that you'd only read about in a Marilyn Manson biography. You know what I mean? Adam has achieved things that you'd only see Olympic kind of style people do. And I'm just here shitting on everything. So, like, everything that you have to provide and offer, put it out there. Get yourself out there. And I'm not saying you have to monetize yourself or anything like that. Just spread your wings a little bit. Get out of your bubble. And then find a bigger bubble that you can learn more and take in more and further your expertise more and share that same expertise with others out there. Yeah. Because there's a lot that people have to offer. Every single one of you in chat has something that it would be useful to someone else in here and the whole world. So I just want you guys to spread your fucking wings. If I can do this, you can do this.
This is the perfect time to segue into a reminder that I have an open call out to all my viewers and all the Amigos Co viewers. In fact, to anyone, anywhere in the world, if you want me to review something, all you have to do is send it to me. It doesn't have to be a vape product. It could be anything. I've thrown this out a bunch of times. I've had no results so far. I'm feeling a little disappointed and unloved. But if you send me something from Wish or a piece of garbage point and click camera or a potato peeler or a hairdryer, whatever you send me, I will review the damn thing. I do not promise to use it for its intended purposes. I will review anything because I'm fucking desperate for content. And I can think of nothing more fun than getting something random and ridiculous and treating it like a serious review. And I think that would be hilarious. So
yeah,
maybe it's just how my mind works.
Yes. There was something else I was going to say, just to add to your thing there, Chris. One thing that always stuck with me in my mind, and quite a few jobs that I've had in the later stages of my life is that people are so protective and secretive of their IP, no matter what the industry is, and thinking that if they share their secrets with somebody else, that that there's a jealousy, all sorts of stuff going on, and there is a I won't even need to name him, but a person that is quite a large personality in life in current modern days, who stopped, purchasing patents and all of those kind of things for the large company that they have, because they started sharing the information with their competitors. And, even today I was discussing with a good friend who was giving up his secrets to, somebody, a colleague in the industry, competition even. And he's like, we talked about the IP thing a long time ago, and he's like, we were discussing that, and it's like, why would I hold my secrets? I want him to do well too, and the reality of that is that everybody grows, together. Just because, if Chris gave me all his secrets of photography, I'm not Chris. I'm not going to make photos like him, but the reality is that if Chris is doing banging photos and I come across a couple of banging photos, like that just brings up everything. So it's that kind of thing. Sharing your knowledge is better than any dollar.
And plus, it gives anything that you do, information wise, research wise, physically, anything. A second set of eyes always gives a new perspective. And a lot of people have forgot about this. There's such a thing called friendly competition. Friendly competition is where you guys can start out and share each other's stuff. But guess what? Like Adam said, I can give him tips how to do certain stuff with photos, and then he makes it his own, and then he does that, and that inspires the people that like that kind of style, and they get into their own. It's like, never be afraid to share or ask. And if you ask somebody and they're an asshole about it, guess what? They may be good at what they do, but their perception of stuff might poison your outlook on things. So it's a blessing in disguise. But that's the thing is, we call ourselves a community, but how communal are we? You know what I mean? Be communal, help each other out, grow. And we don't grow individually, stop treating this like it's a capitalist nation, right here. We all grow together. We all grow together in this stuff, especially with content creation, vape stuff, all this. And stop being afraid. Stop thinking that you've got the secret to hold on to forever and not sharing it so other people could be successful. If you've got one trick is the only thing that you have on the upper hand of everybody else, that's nothing. That's nothing. All someone has to do is figure out how to do it, and then what are you holding yourself back from? What are you holding yourself forward from? You know what I mean? You're stuck in that same spot. Grow. You grow by learning from other people. You grow by trying new things. You grow by learning different perspectives and seeing different ways. You don't have to agree with everything you hear. You don't have to like everything you see, but it gives you a different idea of where it can come from and where it can go.
Yeah, 100%.
If you look towards the filmmaking or the photo community, you'll find that overwhelmingly they like to share their tips, they like to share their tricks, they like to share how they did stuff. On one hand, they're proud of what they've learned, and if they figured out a new way of doing stuff, they want to share that because they want a little bit of credit for it. Like, look, it looks great, 15 seconds, took me 3 days to do it, here's how I did it. They get a little bit of feedback from their own community that way, but they also like to share it and see it spread. If I did something in a movie and someone else does it 6 months later and they've used the same techniques for their narrative or whatever, that's awesome. That's great. And that's kind of what we need to have a bit more, not just in the vape community, but just across the world. Everything that you were saying there, you share your ideas, your concepts, and other people get better. And because they're better, now you've got a little bit of, like you said, friendly competition. So you work better yourself. You work to get better, and you both raise each other up. Otherwise, we end up with a bunch of people who have one trick. That's all they know, and they hold it close, and all their work is substandard. It's just like shit. Here's my one trick. Shit. Or it's that one trick all the time, and it's worn out. I mean, yeah.
It's just an easy reference for all of us. It's like vape photography and stuff. Everyone does the same thing over and over and over. It's the same fucking trick. Guess what? When you scroll through that kind of stuff, can you tell if someone took off the screen names of each photo? Would you be able to tell me who took that shot? You know what I mean? And I get that, but it's like don't become communally comfortable either. Try breaking a mold. Try going outside. Try a black and white photo for once, for Jesus Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Try a background, maybe even. Stop throwing your bottles on the fucking ground and some rocks that are different colors and calling it photography. You're lazy. But no, I'm not going to get on
That's all my photos. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Learn, see where you can grow. Find people that you want to grow around. Find the kind of people that have the spark that you also want. You know, like I said, you don't have to do everything they do. Take the best parts of everyone else and make a better you. And then that way, in the future, you have good parts to give to other people to make them better too.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to rhyme. That cookie is kicking my ass right now. I ate a cookie before the show, guys.
We were waiting for that.
Yeah.
I'm changing subjects. We're getting to the end of the time. I got myself some Torx drivers. I'm really excited about it, and that's all I wanted to say about that. Cost me all of $18. I've got some Torx drivers. We've been talking about Torx for so long. I'm stoked, man. That's it. Oh, look at that! Same ones. Oh, I can snap.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna touch tips now?
Yep. Just the Torx. Just the Torx. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Well, next year, hopefully we continue to grow. As you were saying, next year, let's we'll say it out loud that we will. Keep changing it up and keep finding our organic growth, the real stuff, as opposed to a lot of the curated things. I've said it too many times already before, but I watched Don't Look Up yesterday, or whenever it was, yesterday or the day before, and when movies start to mirror the curated life that we have, media, personalities, what life is like. I mean, that's a scary situation of because that's supposed to be an exploded view of what's going on, right? When they do social commentary like that. It's one of those things you want to stay as real as possible. So real organic growth is easily far more. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So we're going to do that next year. We're just going to do it. That's where it's at. So yeah.
Invest in yourself, y'all.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got a background for this. Where's it at? Invest in yourself. That's today's business tip.
And buy them pork bellies, them blue chips.
Yeah, pork bellies.
Yep.
Dave Lloyd has a question, but I can answer for him already. He says 2-hour shows next year? Absolutely not. It's fucking Monday, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, Dave Lloyd wants a 4-hour Sunday evening show as well, which is I get 1 hour and 45 minutes in, and then I start to dribble live on YouTube. So it's
yeah, and that's for a different subscription service if you want that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So Friday Fallout on the Friday. How about that? That was unplanned. Awesome. 4 hours of streaming, Vandal in all sorts of shades and colors. Can't wait. No, I'm being serious.
My camera always changes my color shade. That's why.
Yep, inadvertently. Steve, tell me what's coming up. So you said you got your normal stuff coming on.
Yeah, nothing much has changed, except that since Sunday, I've decided that this week is going to be a light week. I've got housework to do. I've got cleaning to do. I've got movies to watch. So I'm not going to really be pushing myself forward on the reviews this week. So I'm going to slack off a little bit there and just do what I want to do. But I will have, of course, Thursday. I would never miss my Thursday streams. And Sunday would be the first Aussie Vape show of 2022. Other than that, not much else going on here except got a new dryer coming tomorrow.
Nice.
No, I have a new washer coming tomorrow. This is the shit part. The washer's coming tomorrow. The dryer is sometime in the next 3 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
All of those comments in chat, the last 4 or 5 comments, absolutely 100% yes to all of that. 100%. 100 P. Yeah.
So you're saying Australia isn't real?
Depends.
And you're telling
Adam's
Great
actually an American. You know what? Screw it. Adam, break character. What's your American voice sound like?
Yeah.
Come on. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
I got nothing to say.
Sewer Rug, getting to know your Amigos segments. I don't think we need a segment for that. I think if you pay attention and take notes and just continue to turn up every week, gradually you learn more and more. I mean, I'm well known for like randomly, I will randomly start talking about something that's happening. And then the next thing you know, 10 minutes later, I'm talking about the time I used to work for Red Robin in Kitsilano down in Vancouver, North Van. Do you remember North Van? I'll just be like talking for ages about this thing that I used to do. And I realized, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, vaping. And so yeah, literally just pay attention and you'll pick it all up.
Yeah. We do it nonchalantly here that people don't even realize it. I was like talking about like the one time my weird uncle touched me when I was 7, but it's funny, so you don't realize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That didn't happen, or at least I didn't share that story yet. No.
Yeah.
I do have, before we're done, I have a question for Ern. This has been on my mind for a while. Ern, I have to ask you, I'm just really curious. Is it coffee or funeral? Chris got it. Adam's confused.
No, I understand now. Yeah,
I'm just curious. What kind are we looking at here? Because it makes a difference.
Now, what do you call those words when you've got other words and you take the first letter and make a, what's that called?
An anagram.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe it's one of them.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe
for urinal?
No. I can't even think of one, but yeah, it could be one.
Mallory Gates. Mallory Gates. Yes, it's hot in Australia, and we did have. There's a thing in Australia called a Hills hoist, which every Australian knows is basically a laundry thing. We took a hammer to it like 10 years ago and took it down. I don't know why. We don't have one anymore. But also, this last 6 months in our house, it's kind of become this thing where. And I have a catchphrase for it. We call it utilizing your strengths to overcome your weaknesses, which basically means recognizing where your flaws are. Like it's like people who buy vegetables all the time, throw them in the bottom of the fridge, never eat them, then throw them out when they go gross, and they just keep doing that. But every time you go to the grocery store, you tell yourself, I need to eat more vegetables. You keep buying them and keep going gross. At some point, you have to recognize your pattern, your flaws. I don't eat things that are down there. So either put it where I can see it and then I'll eat it, or buy frozen veggies. They're almost as good, or you find a way to work around it, right? And the same goes with laundry. We are awful at certain things in this house. We would be the kind of people that would put laundry out and then forget about it for a month.
You don't need to iron when you do that.
Yeah. You don't, of course you don't, because all the birds shit all over it. You have to wash it again. we literally like we would. I mean, I've done that in Canada. Yeah, I guess anyone in the States where it gets cold, you know what it's like. You put the laundry out, you forget that it's there. You come back 2 days later, you've had a cold snap, and your sheets are like they're cracking as you're trying to fold them. You take off a towel, and it's got that permanent bend where it's just, yeah. We're not good with laundry and laundry lines.
I think the better part of this story was Chris's face during this entire story.
Yes.
This is how I feel on the inside.
Yeah. Well, we're at that time, folks.
Every time I see that video, I have to ask in my head, it's like, is she being like that for humorous effect? Or does she think that's really cool?
That's for reals. She's for reals.
No one knows anymore. It's the internet, man.
Yep.
The internet used to be full of facts. Now it's full of thoughts.
Indeed. Indeed. We're at that time, gentlemen's. Owen did answer you, Steve, there, if you did see that. And he's just put some extra stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. See,
I like Ern's answer. Memento Mori.
Yeah.
Memento Mori stuff is really cool.
Yeah. Nice. Well, we want to send all the...
I think Ern's a closet goth.
Closet goth?
Yeah, that's okay. I'm a closet goth.
We want to send all the love again. Have an amazing end of the year. We've got all the progression in the world for next year. Thank you for tuning in to us.
Waiting for that.
Yeah. Yeah. We will see you on Friday on Chris's show because I'm sure everyone's going to tune in for a bit of fun. We'll see you on Legion stuff. You might want to subscribe to his channel. You might want to subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button. All of the stuffs. Notification bell. I don't even know what I'm talking about. That's what everybody else says. So I'm just going to say it.
Legion sent me.
Legion sent me. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
We will see you next year. Yeah, I had to drop that cheesy comment. We will see you next year. And anything else, fellas?
Butt plug.
Butt plugs.
Blue cheese crumbles.
Nice. Peace out, folks. We will see you. We will see you. We'll just see you next time. How about that? It's never goodbye. It's just hello until next time.
We've said goodbye before. That only means that we're bound to say goodbye again.
Yeah, bye,
See you next year.
See you, Friendlemans.